All right, on tonight's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our AI Learning Agents project. Let's have a look at what we went over tonight. Now, earlier, you remember we were trying to actually initialize, or we didn't want to initialize, we did get our chats up and running. We were able to hard code our agents to create a game for us, which we didn't want to do. We wanted them to create the game on our own, which we weren't able to do. So, let me show you exactly what we spent the rest of the night doing. I did try to configure different agents to do definitely get them to create the game. I just figured maybe they weren't built to do that, so I actually tried to initialize one of them here to become an. Which one was this one? I think this one here was supposed to be an expert in history. Yeah, so you can see here we can have a name equals history expert. You're an expert in world history. Answer any questions related to world history in a clear, informative manner. So we try to run it like this. So you can see we actually came away. We were able to ask it questions. So when was World War One? The questions go through, but we weren't able to actually generate a reply. So you can see here I tried to reply in as user, provide feedback to group chat manager, press enter to skip and use auto reply, which it didn't work. So nothing came through. I was able to enter a question. I just wasn't able to generate a reply. So we moved on from that one. This one here, we dropped back down from a group chat to a two-way chat, and then we tried to change it to ask questions about a series of the Game of Thrones, not a Game of Thrones, but a Song of Ice and Fire, which is a Game of Thrones, but this is the name we use. So we would like to ask questions about the book series, A Song of Ice and Fires. So we dropped it down from a group chat back down to a two-way chat to see if that would work. Now this one worked. We just didn't weren't able to generate a response. Also with this one, we moved down so I can show you again. So you can see here, I asked the question, "Who is Jon Snow?" And you can see we got nothing back in return. So yeah, I exited out of this one. And this one we dropped back down to a two-way chat, and we did the same thing with history expert. And we asked you the question again. Let me see what the question was. We asked this one. I think this one. When was the Cold War? And you can see back. We got back in the output, but it was in a form of tensors and tokens. So I'm guessing this one has the most potential. We just have to figure out how to add the Game of Thrones PTF or PDF to this actual file. Maybe we can get it working. I'm assuming that the Huggy Face models aren't geared to generate their own responses and think on their own. They're not learning agents. They're strictly models that are used for input texting and generating text. So they can't think on their own and they can't do things on their own. So that's why we weren't able to actually get responses from them. We can enter questions, we just can't get any intuitive responses from the actual agents. Let me go back up. If you recall, we did this kind of thing before where we had to download our models and we asked questions about the PDF, but again, we had to manually upload the PDF to the model and ask the questions and have it generate those kind of responses, which we're not doing here. We're expecting for the agents to learn on their own and go find those answers for us and return them, which they're not able to do. So I'm assuming that the Huggy Face models aren't able to do this. So to move forward with the learning agent, we're going to have to use the Open AI agents maybe for that particular thing to generate their own responses and do their own thing and do their own learning. So that would be a drawback. But we are able to do other things. As you can see, we are able to use the agents. We are able to initialize using our models. We can call our models. We can configure them, and we can use them the way we want. We just have to make sure that we're using them the way that they're meant to be used. So again, just to do a quick recap, we are still able to generate our game using the models. We just aren't able to do anything intuitive with them. They are still needing to be hard coded and told what to do. But of course, like I said with the last one, it's showing a little potential. I may try to upload a PDF of the Game of Thrones and see if we can actually get that going with the Jon Snow question here and see if we can actually have the agents read through the PDF and return responses to us like it usually does when we're doing the prompt engineering. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.